everyone, this is Debbie with Deb's Kitchen. Today's segment is going to be all about side dishes. Okay, these are going to be my mashed potatoes. How I do mashed potatoes is I base it on how many people I'm cooking for. It can be from 2 to 15 people, it doesn't matter. But I base it, my potatoes, 2 potatoes per person. And then I will do an extra one because there's always, it's always best to have more potatoes than not enough. Okay, I've got them cut up in big chunks, and now I'm going to let them boil for about 20 to 25 minutes until they get nice and tender. I'll pierce them with a fork, and when you pierce them with the fork and they're nice and tender, you know that they're ready, that they're done, and they're ready to be mashed. Okay, I've got them drained of the water, and now I'm going to add a stick of butter and some salt and pepper. And I use an electric mixer because it takes the lumps out. Potatoes are supposed to be creamy and not lumpy. Add a little bit of milk to make it creamy. And now I'm going to taste them and see if I got enough salt and pepper. And I do. And there they are, nice and creamy mashed potatoes. Okay, the next 2 sides that I'm going to do are green beans and squash. Now the green beans, I have got the bottom of this pan coated with some extra virgin olive oil, and I've got 2 beef bouillon cubes. I'm going to put them in the oil, let them start to dissolve. That's the only 2 ingredients you need for this, for green beans. You can use frozen or canned, but each can or each bag of frozen, I put 1 bouillon cube per bag or can. So, as they're dissolving, this pan, I have got some butter melting. Go ahead and add a small onion chopped up into the butter. Alright, and this one, they're dissolving pretty well. Just kind of squish them up a little bit, and then just kind of put it into the oil, stir it around a little bit. Alright, then I'm going to just go ahead and add my green beans. They're frozen too. They don't have to be thawed. I'll turn this down a little bit. I'm going to put a lid on that. Just let that simmer for a little bit. And turn it down on low, because it is cast iron, and cast iron holds heat. Okay, this was a small onion, like I said, and it was 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add my ingredients before I add my squash. So I've got a 1/2 cup of water and a 1/2 cup of sugar. And then just kind of like a pinch of salt and pepper. I'm going to stir this in. Okay. Okay, I'm going to add my squash. This is frozen squash. Just going to kind of stir it in a little. And I'll put the lid on, and I'm just going to let this simmer for a little bit. And there you are, my green beans and my squash. I've also done my green beans in a slow cooker before with the same thing, the oil and the bouillon cubes. And it's called Tuscan corn bake. You take, this is 16 ounces of frozen regular corn, and then you get a can of cream style corn. And we'll go ahead and stir this together real quick. Alright, then there's 2 eggs that are beaten. You beat a couple eggs together. I'm going to go ahead and add that. You've got 1 teaspoon of garlic salt, 6 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and 3/4 cup of yellow cornmeal. Okay, I've got a 8 by 8 square baking dish, and I've sprayed the bottom of it a little bit. And I'm going to put part of it, pour part of it in the bottom. Spread it out. And then I've got a 4-ounce can of green chilies, and I'm going to just sprinkle them in. Just kind of stir them around a little bit, or push them around a little bit. Okay, and it's 2 cups of cheese. I'm going to use the Fiesta blend cheese, but you can also use just cheddar cheese. So I'm going to put about 1 cup of it on top of this. And I'm going to pour the rest of the corn on top. put the rest of the cheese on top. And I'm going to bake this in a 350-degree oven for about 35 minutes. This is the end result. Took 35 minutes and cheese is all melted and it's a little bit brown around the edges. And it smells really good too. Okay, these are going to be yams, and my recipe calls for 3 pounds of sweet potatoes. These are store-bought canned, and I do drain them. I don't use the syrup that comes in the, or sweetness that comes in the cans. I do drain them. So this is going to be 6 pounds of sweet potatoes. And then I'm going to have 3 sticks of butter and 3 cups of brown sugar, 3 teaspoons of cinnamon, and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And I'm just going to mix it all together. Very simple recipe, very simple. And I'm going to bake it in a 350-degree oven for about an hour. And then where I can stir it all together really well. And then I'll add marshmallows to the top of it and brown some marshmallows. So I'll see you in about an hour. My marshmallows did cook away, but all you have to do is just add more to the top. If you like what you've seen today, please subscribe to my channel or press the like button. Until next time, this is Debbie with Deb's Kitchen. Goodbye.